Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? This is Amy Hamilton, author of The Project Manager, Life is a Project. Today, what I want to talk to everyone about is strategic project management. How can you take the value of project management that we're all familiar with as project managers and really apply that across the board to your organization and to bring more value to the business? So this is something that everyone is talking about right now, the value of business management. And the question for project managers is, how are you looking at things strategically? So often as project managers, we really start looking at things tactically. We're looking at the earned value of things. We are looking at different ways that we can make the individual project valuable. But instead today, what I want to start challenging you with is, how can you take project management up to your management, up to the COO of your company, up to the CEO of the company, and say, hey, this is how I, as a project manager, am looking across the board at the portfolio. How are you looking at the marketplace? How are you looking at project management as a strategic tool instead of just a tactical tool? So what you want to be looking at is not just, is your project on time? Is it, within budget? But how is this going to be arriving at the marketplace? Are you working with the marketing team to ensure that it's the right time? So if you have a product and maybe that product is better on the holiday season, like Ramadan on Christmas, something like that, you want to make sure that you're doing it. For instance, during Ramadan, the last thing you want to do is get a project out when people are in the middle of fasting. On the other hand, when Eid comes, you want to make sure that that's when you're getting that project out, because that's going to be when the market's ready for new projects, when you're in the celebration phase, right? So I'm really excited about this concept of strategic project management, and there's a couple things I want to talk to you about, and that is also organizational focus. You need to make sure that you understand what's driving your boss and what's driving your boss's boss. So when you're looking at things, so often we get caught up in what's going on with our individual project, but instead what I want you to do is take a look at what's going on across the spectrum right now. What's going on in the economy? What's driving things on YouTube? What's driving things in Pinterest? What things should you be looking at that you can go back to your boss and say, hey, here's the things I'm doing. This is how I think that it fits in with the organizational focus. And the other thing I want you to really start looking at is your project within the larger portfolio. So everybody knows my business is IT project management. I talk about IT project management a lot. I talk about cybersecurity. There are so many cybersecurity hacks right now. I mean, it is really scary right now in the cyber world, right? So when you look at the cyber world, you're like, oh my gosh, here's some huge things going on. Hey, we just had all these things like ZNet. Maybe I can go back to my boss and say, hey, as we're doing this installation, I'm looking at these vulnerabilities. This is what I think. And it might actually impact the cost or the time, on the project. But you know what? Your boss is going to be so happy that you're bringing them this strategic project management, that you're looking across the board, that you're making it more value added to the business. And this is what we need to be doing as project managers, is not just making sure that we're on time and that we're on schedule, but that third aspect, that value. What are you bringing to the company? And you're able to put it within the higher level concepts of what's valuable to the organization. So this is what I want to talk to everyone about today, is how to ensure that you are more focused strategically. I wanted to do a little short post for you guys because I have been off for a while. For those who didn't know, I just moved back to the United States from Germany, so it's been really exciting. I'm on to some different projects, and as always, really just focused on IT, cybersecurity, project management. And I want to thank Saeed and the team for giving me 3 months to get back and get settled in. And I'm going to go back to doing the every other week Monday postings for you guys. I want to look forward to what you guys have to say. In the past, I've done things like Prince versus PMP, which is better for you depending on your region, depending on if you're into IT, are you a construction engineer, what different portfolios do you have. Some other things that we've talked about is the 5 phases of a project. So this is really for you guys. So give me your feedback. Let me know what you want to be hearing more about, and I will be adding that into the channel. I appreciate everybody's time, patience, giving me this time off. I'm really looking forward to being a regular contributor again. And once again, this is Amy Hamilton, the project manager. Life is a project. Thank you.